Guys, it's Zaphod here with this week's edition of the comic strip. It's a huge week. It's the last week of the month, and the publishers oftentimes put out more this week, it seems. So I had a huge stack of stuff to read. Most of it was amazing. A lot of stuff I've been really looking forward to, which I would like to share some of that with you guys, if that's okay. Alright, cool. No objections? I'll just proceed then. Alright, first up we have one that I've been looking forward to for a little while now, and it's been teased to me by Rick Remender on Twitter. He's been posting pictures and it's just looked incredible. So we have issue 1 of Low by Rick Remender and Greg Ticini. I think that's how you say his name. This is a really cool sci-fi story taking place on Earth, but not our Earth. It's a futuristic Earth, where the surface is no longer habitable and the people have moved underwater and now have cities underwater. It's thousands of years in the future, and seeing how they're now also looking for a new place to live. This story focuses on the Kane family, father, husband and wife, and their two little girls and their boy. And they are the protectors of the city, their family line. They have a cool suit, like, that they can strap into that is linked to their family, so only they can use it, which it's a really interesting concept. This first issue is really cool. Really dig it. I'm definitely gonna see where it's going. I love Rick Remender, and so I'm really excited to see where this is gonna go, because he knows how to tell a hell of a story, and this is no exception so far from what I'm seeing. But with one series starting, we have another one ending. Last of the Wake comes out this week, number 10. This series won 2 Eisners for Best Limited Series and for Best Penciler and Inker, which went to Sean Murphy, which is really cool. It's cool to see that this series got some nods, because it deserves it. It's been a hell of a good series. I have loved it, and this ending is incredible. It's crazy, and it tells you everything, and it's nothing I expected, and it's incredible. It's amazing is what it is. It's really cool and interesting to see the backstory of the Mer people and the humans and the conflict between them and why they've done this to begin with. You find all of that out, and it's an incredible ending, and it's awesome. If you haven't read The Wake, now that it's over, be sure to check it out when it comes out in collected edition, because it's amazing. Next up, we have about the best damn one-shot that you could possibly have in the history of all time and all things. It is Chu Warrior Chicken Pollo. It's amazing. I was laughing hysterically. Chu, there's an ongoing, and this one specifically is all about Pollo. Just a little bit of guest appearances here or there from your main folk, maybe in a panel here, but it's all about Pollo and his badassdom, and he gets to save a fantasy kingdom from giant vegetables, and he's motherfucking badass kicking. I just laughed. This last page is absolutely hysterical. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a fun image cameo that pops up there, and it's just a delightful read. I love Chu. I love it every time it comes out, but Warrior Chicken Pollo is just takes it to a whole new level of crazy and ridiculous and incredible. So check it out. Even if you don't read Chu, it's fun. It's just a one-shot. You can check it out without it. Next up, we have another image issue, not a number 1, but a number 2 of Outcast. I'm pretty excited about that. They're completely killing it with this series. This issue is just even better than the first one. You get to learn about a little bit more about his past, and his very troubled past. It seems like there's a lot of conflict from everyone around him, and he's had a very abusive childhood, it seems. You get to learn a lot more about his backstory, and you get to see a little bit more about why that's made him into the person he is today, which I think is really important to set that up to build the character forward. So there's not quite as much action in this issue as there was in the last one, but it's still very engaging and still very interesting, and is definitely going to be leading into some cool stuff coming up here soon. So that's awesome. Pardon me. Next up we have Another Rick Remender title. How does this man do it? We have Black Science number 7. And there's a lot of insane stuff that happens in this issue that I would love to share with you, but I don't want to get into spoiler territory. Putting it simply, this man knows how to pull at your heartstrings and knows how to send you on a very emotional journey in this story. It's great. There's been some tragic shit that has just happened and we were barely recovered for it, and now everyone's getting kidnapped by aliens and there's all this crazy stuff happening, and I want to talk about it, but I don't want to ruin it. But please check it out, because this is an amazing issue, amazing series, and it's just continuing to get better and better, and that's what I love about these stories, about his stories, and it's just progressing, and when you think it couldn't get any more incredible, something more incredible happens. But speaking of people who know how to write an insanely amazing story that you just fall in love with and could read forever, we have East of West number 14. This series continues to astound me at how much stuff, not stuff, because it's all so important, none of it is filler, how much crazy shit with different storylines and different things happening you can fit into one issue, but it still feels cohesive and it still feels like you're going on this amazing, genuine story. But so much happens in one issue that from the beginning of the issue to the end, things could be, just drastically different and that's one of the things that I love about this series. You never know what to expect, and it's always going to be a crazy, crazy ride. There's never a dull issue there. War is coming, and the nation has plans to send a pretty big message, and there is some crazy shit happening with Death and the other riders of the apocalypse here, and shit's gonna get crazy real soon. It's already starting to, but I can see it's gonna snowball, and it's gonna be insane. I'm really, really excited to see what's gonna happen next from that series. So next up we have Batman Eternal number 17. This issue focuses primarily on Batwing and Jim Kerrigan here. It also focuses a little bit on Alfred and his daughter Julia, and she's kind of driving me crazy because she's pissing me off because she's just giving Alfred shit for just being a butler, and I'm really looking forward to the point where she finds out that he is the world's coolest butler, and that is like one line on his job description, because he's got his own secret identity, and I will love to see how she reacts when he tells her what that is. But yeah, it's interesting to see the character dynamics, seeing this character and her father, but she really doesn't respect him, but I'm betting that's going to change fairly soon. Next up, we have all new Ghost Rider number 5. One thing to point out for those of you who are reading the series, the artist on the series, Tradd Moore, this is his last issue on the series because he's going back to Luther Strode. So when I heard he was leaving, I was all, oh, that's really sad. But when I heard that he was doing Luther Strode, I was really happy because I'm just so excited. I think that's, I was told that was supposed to be coming out in December here, so there's that to look forward to. So we can be sad about Ghost Rider, but we can be really happy about Luther Strode because that's amazing, and that's what he should be working on because it's the best. But this issue, you see Robbie, he's at a very important point in his life as a hero, I guess, or he could be. He has to decide, he has these newfound powers, he has to decide how he wants to use them, and he's put into a situation where he's kind of forced to make that decision. It's been really, really good. I want to see who's going to be next on the art. I'm still going to hang out with this series for a little bit because I really love it. Tradd Moore's art does amazing things for the series, but the story itself is still so amazing and so great that I want to see who's going to pick it up next and see what they can bring to the table. I haven't looked up to see who it's going to be. I'm sure I've heard, and it just spaced my, just blanked on it. So next up, now that my brain's getting all tired apparently, because I can't form words anymore, we have Cyclops number 3 by Greg Rucka. This is great because it's Cyclops as a teenager going around on space adventures with his space pirate dad, and it's all happy and great and wonderful, except when it's not. And Scott and his dad find themselves stranded, and some pretty big secrets come out, and it's interesting. There's a lot, see, I'm not as familiar with the Marvel Universe as I am with the DC. I do still read stuff, but there's a lot of things that happen in the series that I'm never sure if it's like, oh, this is a new thing, or, oh, they may have brought this up once years ago. But there are a few things that come out in this issue that were, I think, touched on in previous issues of previous stuff. But I don't want to spoil it for those of you who haven't read any of those previous things, because I hadn't, and it would have been a spoiler for me. Anyway, blabbing on, like I do. Next up, we have the Big Thick Detective Comics Annual, number 3, $4.99, like the annuals are. So these annuals are usually pretty good at being standalones away from the series. You can either take them or leave them as you see fit. This one does loosely tie in with the Icarus storyline. It does follow two characters and shows you how Icarus kind of affects them. But primarily it does focus on well, Batman, and he helps out a young kid who's in a bad spot in his life. And it's just a very, very touching issue for me, and you get to see him help him out, you know, not as, see him help him out as Batman, but also you get a really cool appearance from Matches Malone, which is awesome. So that's pretty cool. It's always fun when he pops up. Next up from Vertigo, we have a new number 1. It's called Bodies. It's by Cy Spencer. So this is an interesting story that the concept I thought was kind of cool. So there's a murder that happens, but a body is found dead the same way in London, but at 4 different time periods, and it follows back and forth between each time period and the people that are around when they find it, and it's a mystery to see what's going on, and there's maybe some cryptic stuff, maybe some secret society things going on. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. Definitely cool for those of you who are, you know, mystery fans, or those of you who like weird secret society things, because I think there might be some of that going in here too. It hasn't delved into that too much, but I'm definitely interested to see where this is going to go. And we have even another number 1. This has just been a good week for new stuff. Pardon me. From Dark Horse, we have this series called Deep Gravity, and this is one that I hadn't really heard about beforehand. It's written by Mike Richardson, and it's drawn by Gabriel Hardman. So this story, there is a planet found that is 3 years travel from Earth that is being mined for its resources. However, although it is breathable, gravity is denser, and it is dangerous to live there for any extended period of time. So people are rotated out every 3 years and then sent home. If you miss your trip back, 4 years could prove deadly. Nobody's going to be back for another 3 years. You're going to be dead by the time the next trip comes back. So this is a story of people who they make the trek out to this planet, and they join this crew to mine for artifacts and for fauna and flora and all this stuff. And you get to see, particularly through a few different characters, the crazy differences in this planet. And it's an interesting concept. I liked the first issue. I will like to see where it's going to go here. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Next up we have 10 Grand, number 10. So from my understanding, there's only 1 issue left after this, and everything is coming to a climax in this issue here. Everything is crazy, crazy, crazy. You see there's a battle between heaven and hell, and all Joe cares about is just fighting Laura. That's all he wants, and all of the cosmos is all around him, all trying to fuck up his parade and use him as a weapon, but it's crazy. This series has been, I was so sad when Ben Temple-Smith left the series, and C.P. Smith has done a good job. Very, very different style, so it kind of threw me off, and it feels like it should be a Ben Temple-Smith, just because I don't know, he just fits so well with the style of it. So it was a little, I know there were weird reasons behind it, and he kind of disappeared off the face of the earth for a little while he was working on Squitter and other stuff, but I was a little sad that he didn't make it through the series till the end, but regardless, it's still great. There's still some crazy, insane stuff that happened in this issue that it's insane. It'll all be resolved in a month or so. I don't know, there might be another delay. But, yeah, I'll be interested to see how this one ties off. Last up for the night, I had, there was one I didn't end up reading yet before the video, the Vertigo CMYK Magenta anthology. I loved the first anthology, and I'm going to be reading the next one. It's just really thick, and I wanted to get to do the video first for you guys. So the last thing that I have read to share with you guys is Cowl, issue 3, and this shows very clearly how tough it is to be a woman in a man's world. Radia, the female superhero, there's a lot of chauvinism around, and people are all, you know, oh, sweetie, you can't do that, you know, or you're a woman. Stick to your strength. Let's talk about makeup and stuff. And it's ridiculous. As a girl who, you know, I was a tomboy for many, many years, and I still feel very comfortable just wearing my big baggy t-shirts. I get the anger and frustration that she feels, probably not to quite the scale of being such a prominent figure, but this issue is interesting. It deals with some of the politics behind the cowl industry and what they've gone through to get to where they are, and some of the different heroes and stuff. Now I'm going to take a second to breathe. Whew. But yeah, it's been a great week for comics. Huge, a lot of stuff. I'm also going to catch up. I fell behind. We didn't get enough copies, so I'm going to read Afterlife with Archie #6 this week too. I've picked up the trade. I'm so jazzed to read that one, even though I'm a week behind now. So, this video ran a little bit long. I apologize. I was rambling. I got a little bit of the tired tangent thing going on. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great week with comics. Check out something new, check out something awesome, and just have a great comic day, okay? Alright, thank you guys for watching.